Today, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT and some of the crazy and interesting get rich quick using ChatGPT schemes that I've been seeing posted online. Now, we know with the uprising in ChatGPT, there has been an absolute flood of content coming onto Instagram, TikTok, YouTube videos being created. And to be completely honest, I'm one of them. I have been super intrigued by this new technology. I've been leveraging it inside of my business. I've been creating content using it. I've been creating content about it. But what I have been focused on is how I can use it to help me generate content based on what I'm putting into ChatGPT. And what I'm finding is that there are a lot of people talking about how you can just get ChatGPT to spit out a bunch of information and then you can go and sell it. Now, I have been playing around with asking ChatGPT about who actually owns this content and who owns the copyright, and can we actually go about selling it? Now, this is not legal advice by any means. I am simply going to share what ChatGPT outlines in its responses in terms of who owns this content. And I'm going to just share a little couple excerpts from the terms and just a little bit of caution that, if we're looking at how we can try and make money with this new technology, we might want to see how we can use it to amplify our businesses and build our brands, as opposed to just trying to take a shortcut, have it generate some content for us, and then try and go sell it as our own. Now, just to give you a little bit of a background, the instance that I saw just the other day, I think it was yesterday, and it was a gentleman in a YouTube video who was saying you can make money super quick using ChatGPT. All you have to do is go into ChatGPT, ask it to write you a recipe book around some sort of fitness related recipes, weight loss or ketogenic diet recipes. And it outlined all of the recipes. And then he went into Canva, put the recipes in Canva, and then said, now you can take this recipe book and now you can go sell it and make money. And I thought, hey, that's really interesting. But we didn't actually create any of that content ourselves. Now, do we actually have the rights to then go and sell it? Who owns the copyright to that material? So what I want to do now is I just want to just run through an actual live example. I'm going to show you a screen share of ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump in there and you can share and watch my screen. All right, so we are live right now in ChatGPT, and we're just going to walk through this and kind of see what it says. Let's ask ChatGPT to effectively just create an article, and then we're going to ask it if we can go on and sell it. All right, so just threw something in there off the top of my head, which is around using Facebook ads and some of the best strategies. And we're just going to wait for it to spit out some content. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT, can we go on and sell this information? All right, so ChatGPT has finished the information. So now we're going to ask it, can we sell it? All right, we like it. Can we use this and sell it as an ebook? Now, so what this says here is, this is a language model. It is not the author of the article, and it does not own the copyright to it. The article was created for our use, and it would be best to give credit to the original source if you plan to use it in any way. Additionally, note that you should ensure that you have the proper permission or licensing rights to use the content you wish to sell or distribute as an ebook. So who owns the licensing rights to this? So the licensing rights belong to OpenAI, as it says in this output right here. We can see the authorship and ownership of the text belong to OpenAI. So we would, if we want to go about in selling things, this is alluding to, and I don't want to say it is because I'm not trying to decipher any legal information, but if we're trying to sell or distribute the information, that when it has a commercial intent behind it, which would be profiting from it, that it would require permission from OpenAI in order to do this. Now, This is in line with times where I have asked ChatGPT who owns the rights of the information that is generated by ChatGPT. And I'm going to ask it again. I just asked who owns the copyright to the information generated by ChatGPT. The copyright of the information generated by ChatGPT as an AI language model is owned by the company that developed and trained the model. So the company that owns the copyright to the material is OpenAI. Now, the really important part here that I want to highlight is where it says, however, the use and distribution of the content generated by an AI language model can be subject to legal and ethical considerations. It is recommended to seek proper guidance before using or distributing any content generated by an AI language model. So it does allude to the fact that there could be legal ramifications by trying to distribute this content as your own. I think this is incredibly interesting. So what I want to do is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to bring up the actual terms and conditions that OpenAI has and try and see if we can get any additional information there. So I just brought up the terms of use for the OpenAI website. You can find this at openai.com/terms. Now there is one interesting note here, which outlines that under the restrictions, you may not represent that the output from the services was human generated when it is not. So you can't represent that this was generated by a human when it was generated by an AI model. So I'm curious, and I don't have the clear cut black and white answer. Is ChatGPT referencing that if it was generated by ChatGPT, we should be giving credit to ChatGPT, that it was generated by ChatGPT, and then we have the ability to distribute it? I don't have the answer to that, but I think this is an interesting note inside of its restrictions. And then in the section under content, it outlines as between the parties and to the extent permitted by applicable law, you own all of the input, which is the information we input into the AI. And subject to your compliance with these terms, OpenAI hereby assigns to you all its rights, titles, and interest in and to its output. So I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to try and say that this makes a whole ton of sense to me, but I can definitely say that there is no clear-cut answer to this, in my opinion. And I would definitely be cautious if I was trying to go about trying to sell information generated by ChatGPT as my own. So with that being said, there are a lot of influencers and creators and business coaches out there right now that are walking you through how to make money using ChatGPT, where you just ask it to create you an ebook and then you'd go and sell it. Now, I'm not sure what the legal implications are of trying to follow something like that, but I know for me personally, it's definitely not something that I'm going to mess around with. What I'm doing with ChatGPT is putting my information into it and asking it to help me generate content. So I'm providing it some source input, asking it to summarize, to create text from the content that I'm putting into it. So the information that's going in is information that I own the copyright of because I created it, and it is helping me do it. And I don't have any commercial intent behind what I'm doing. I'm simply taking that information and putting it out for free on social media, not trying to take a profit from it. That is what I'm doing. But there are a multitude of ways that we are able to make money using ChatGPT, but it might not be in the same direct way that's been outlined in some of these other tutorials. One of the ways that I'm using ChatGPT to profit off of is I'm using it to build my brand by reporting on news about ChatGPT. I'm creating content. I'm creating videos just like this one talking about ChatGPT. This in turn is allowing me to build my audience, build my own personal brand, and then my own personal brand can be used to grow my business as well as to make money. So I have a download that talks about 28 ways to use ChatGPT to automate your content creation. I'm building my email list using ChatGPT as a tool, as an opportunity that I'm utilizing. I've also been reached out to regarding some brand deals for some ChatGPT products. And that is another way that utilizing this technology and the audience and brand that I'm building I'm able to make money utilizing this technology. So I would encourage you to consider how you're going about trying to make money using ChatGPT. And if you are trying to have commercial intent, I would absolutely recommend that you do seek legal counsel to make sure that you have all of your, your I's dotted, your T's crossed, to make sure you are abiding by all of the applicable laws and you aren't going to get yourself into hot water. Until next time, I really, really hope this helps. And if you're interested in getting my 28 ways to use ChatGPT and AI to build your email list and automate your content creation, please find the link below.